Hi everyone, Kelt here. Battle of Brothers, the book. William, Harry, and the Inside Story of a Family in Tumult by Robert Lacy. This is the beginning of my review of the book. I'm working my way through it. Chapter 1, Brothers at War. It begins by referring to the disagreements within normal families. He quotes Prince William from BBC News 19th of November 2004, where he had said, "Talk to each other for God's sake," as this was the way that they were brought up by Diana. He compares the way that Diana brought up her boys to be open rather than the stuffy ways of the royal family. The author credits Diana for the way the boys were brought up, with their straight talking and ambitions as world changers. The story begins in May 2019 with the birth of Archie. He suggests that the birth could have helped Harry and William to reconcile their differences. After what he says were hiccups in the run-up to the royal wedding, he almost sarcastically writes that this royal baby could bring the whole royal family together. His words are very descriptive, but definitely have very much tongue-in-cheek and dry sarcasm running through them. He talks about the paradox of the effects of a baby born within the royal family and how it actually helps modern democracy. He goes into the history of the royal births at the Lindo wing at Paddington Hospital and very interestingly refers to the warming pan story, which he refers to as a legend. The way that he talks about this makes me wonder whether he really feels that there were suspicions around the birth of Archie. You can Google about the warming pan and the royal family. It's a very interesting story. In his reference to the way the birth of Archie was planned and handled by Harry and Meghan, he portrays it as their way of going against the royal protocol and traditions, not as their way to hide what might have been another warming pan event. And let's not forget the Twitter message from Catherine and William from Kensington Palace in the early hours of the morning stating that Harry and Meghan used a surrogate. I said it before and I'll say it now. They've never denied this, and Harry and Meghan have complained about many things, but not about the subject of Archie's birth. They always use the excuse of needing privacy and wanting to do things differently than the traditional royal way. Chapter 2, Family Matters. The author of this book seems to be quite hard on William and Catherine and is just as sarcastic about them as he is about Harry and Meghan. Bear that in mind before buying the book. The chapter refers to the mystery surrounding Archie's birth and the christening. He mentions the time difference between William and Catherine's alleged visit to the rest of the family, Charles, Her Majesty and Camilla. 8 days difference. I wonder if the other royals actually even saw him, because the photos that were put out were suggested to be photoshopped, and I have done a video previously on this, and others have as well. If you look through my videos, you might find it. So he's putting out these so-called facts, but not really giving an opinion of what really went on. He refers to the choice of the name Archie and Harry's reasoning behind it, and Meghan's. He gave a descriptive account of the first meeting of Harry and Meghan with Archie in St George's Hall, Windsor. He quotes Meghan as saying, "I have the two best guys in the world." And that rang a bell. Didn't Meghan say something similar about her dogs in Canada, or was it about her dog and Marcus Anderson? I think it was on her Tig. I wondered why he used the word appeared when he said that Archie appeared to be sleeping peacefully. It reminded me of something a medical professional had said, which was that young babies a few days old cannot breathe through their mouth. They can only breathe through their nose. Breathing through the mouth comes later. The baby they were holding was breathing through his mouth, so either he was older or something else. This author did not suggest anything untoward, but the choice of the word appeared was, I think, carefully chosen. I think that many of us are hoping that the subjects surrounding Archie and his birth will come to light when Meghan goes to court in January. I really don't see how she can attend court without any of this coming out. If all her texts and emails and phone messages are going to be examined by the court, then it's likely that we will learn more about what really happened. Robert, the author, says that Archie was sleeping peacefully just as Harry and Meghan planned it. There was a hint of sarcasm in this, and it seems as though he's hinting at either the level of control coming from the couple or the fact that something was amiss. He talks about the whole thing being pitch perfect, with the backdrop and the whole thing being perfectly staged. Subject of the godparents was emphasised due to the importance, particularly within royalty, for the choice of godparents, or otherwise called sponsors within royalty, to be known to the public, the people. He even says that the term secret sponsor has a dodgy sound to it. Most of us feel that the whole thing was dodgy. Shockingly, he even states that it is a way for Harry to gain the throne. I thought it was only Meghan's fans that put out such horrific statements. Even as a hint, it's pretty inappropriate. He mentions long-time royal correspondent Ingrid Seward and said that in all her years, she had never come across such secrecy surrounding the christening of a baby, a royal baby, that is. He talks about the photograph being taken in the drawing room of the family and Archie, and no mention at all of all the talk at the time about the discovery of the photo having been taken on a completely different date, days earlier, which explains a lot of things to do with the photo. Not least the obvious photoshopping of Catherine, where she looks so much bigger than everyone else, even though seated. He only says that she looks as if she's seated forward, ready to go. No mention about how she's obviously photoshopped. If you actually measure Meghan and you measure Catherine, or even if you measure Harry, and you would then have them standing up, Catherine would be absolutely towering over Harry, maybe even a foot taller. This was covered by several YouTubers back then and was all over the internet at the time. It was proved that the metadata on the photo meant that it was taken days previously, and also I had some information come through from someone in the know who said that I can say that the photo was definitely not taken on the day of the christening. In talking about the Queen's relationship with William as a young teen, whereby she would have him over frequently for lunch on Sundays, every other Sunday or every one Sunday a month, they would have heart-to-heart talks, and the Queen would tell stories of her past, which resulted in Prince William being well impressed with his grandmother's strength and stoicism. It seems that the Queen stressed to William the importance of praying every day and just getting on with it when difficulties arose. William was said to have really benefited from these Sunday lunches with the Queen and developed a sense of strong loyalty to the crown and a sense of needing to protect it and his own carefully chosen circle of friends. I think this is why William has been the one whose face we can read more clearly when it comes down to problems with Harry and Meghan. What comes across to me, though, while listening to this book in the audio format, is the fact that it has subtle underlying tones of almost contempt for the monarchy. It could be just the tone of speech of the narrator of the book, but it's not comfortable listening if you are a royal fan. Many of the adjectives the author uses are quite daily tabloidish and quite irritating. It's as if he's just quoting the newspaper archives ad verbatim. So that's the first 2 chapters. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back with more. See you in the next one. Bye. Subscribe to my channel, ding my bell for more alerts, for more videos, like if you liked it, and share. Bye.